Larissa, and I'm a psychologist at Barking and Dagenham Learning Disability Team, and thought I'd speak about our nervous system, because we all have one, and how we relate and react to the environment, to each other, ourselves, and hopefully after not just my presentation, but after everybody's presentation, you'll have more skills to be an emotional athlete. So, first of all, I'll just explain the nervous system really simply. So, our physiology determines how we perceive the world. Our nervous system is there to protect us, and it automatically responds to our environment by going from social engagement and safety into fight, flight, or freeze. This is known as neuroception, and all that neuroception is, it's a term that comes from Stephen Porges, who's a neuroscientist. It's a process through which our nervous system evaluates risk without requiring awareness. And this autonomic process involves different brain areas that evaluate cues for safety, danger, and life threat. And this is just done for us. We just react. Once these are detected via neuroception, the physiological state automatically shifts to optimize survival. So basically, we shouldn't be frightened of our nervous system and our bodily reactions because we're actually built for survival. So once there's been a state shift, we can experience this as our feeling in our gut or heart, or as an intuition that the context is dangerous. Alternatively, this system also triggers physiological states that supports trust. For example, social engagement and behaviors and the building of a strong relationship. So today with COVID-19, everyone has been triggered into fear, and for valid reasons. Will we or a dear one become ill? The uncertainty about the future. When will it end? How will our life change as a result? So how do we shift this fear? Because we all need to feel safe. So the first thing that we can do is to first of all be aware that the fear is taking over. Very obvious signs are pounding heart, rapid breathing, shaky legs, panic attacks. We may have fearful thoughts. But maybe there are also some not so obvious signs of stress and fear. For example, exhaustion, insomnia, stomach aches, teeth grinding, aches and pains, eating more, getting more angry or frustrated than usual, wanting to disconnect from others and shut everybody out. And this is all normal considering the unprecedented times we're all living in and the speed of change. From a nervous system perspective, our body is sensing a real threat and reacting to the environment. We know that our nervous system automatically responds to our environment by going from social engagement and safety, fight, flight, or freeze. Our nervous system, via neuroception, which takes cues from the environment automatically without our conscious awareness, and we respond. We can be getting ready to fight, I'd better escape, or if you can't do either of the above, I need to shut down and numb out. And it's a good idea to try and avoid the bottom state because it actually takes quite a lot of energy to get out of that one. Feelings of agitation, frustration, and anger often come to protect us from the vulnerable feelings of fear. Going into fight-flight is much more power-giving and safety-provoking. Being immobilized in freeze, where there is nothing you can do to change the circumstances. So at least if I'm fighting, I feel powerful and I'm energized. Once the body responds automatically, it sends a message to our brain. Then we make up a story of what is going on. And the story we make up can determine the degree of fear or the degree of safety that we can feel in that moment. In the fear state, we want to get to safety. Our first line of defense is to get to safety, and to socially engage and connect with others so that we can co-regulate. Social distancing and the message to fear strangers leaves us, the nervous system in a conundrum, because our first reaction as social beings is connect with another and we're going to feel safe. And it shares the same neural pathways with healing and also enables compassion and kindness and empathy. But if there's danger, it might not be the best state to be in. So, because if we are wanting to be in the jungle and we want to empathize with the tiger, for example, we might get eaten. So sometimes it's good to be in fight-flight. And social distancing, as I've said, sends the message that other people, strangers, are dangerous. And so we risk automatically resorting to fight, flight, or freeze. Our nervous systems crave co-regulation. We are social beings. We need one another in order to be healthy. We have an inbuilt imperative to relate to each other. Co-regulation. This is a term that I get from Cat, but also from Stephen Porges. Co-regulation in Cat, you speak more of reciprocal roles, but it's about reciprocity and the dance that we have between human beings. So co-regulation is the mutual regulation of physiological state between individuals. For example, within the mother-infant dyad, the mother is not only calming the infant, but the infant's response of relaxing and calming to the mother's vocalizations, facial expressions, and gestures has the reciprocal effect of calming the mother. Co-regulation can also extend to groups or to families. Through the process of co-regulation, we develop a capacity for self-regulation. It's a product of the nervous system that can maintain feelings of safety in the absence of receiving cues of safety from another person. So I think we're all born with the same autonomic system as a common denominator. And, we all share initially this biobehavioral platform, if you like, but our window of tolerance, how much we are able to maintain and keep in the safe zone, depends very much on what's been happening around us in our environment that shapes us and shapes us for survival. So suddenly, right now, and it was very sudden, our choices are limited. We cannot socially engage in person as much as we did before. Some of us may be alone, self-isolating. We're not clear what is happening. Many of us are not getting the cues of safety our nervous system needs. So I'm just going to give you some very simple, and these are very simple ways to help you move from fear to safe. Much of what happens to us is driven by our nervous system state, as I've said. Most of the time, we do not choose to be in fear or react. It happens automatically. Our mental emotional state is a biological phenomenon, and this comes from Dr. Stephen Porges, emerging from body sensations. Although we cannot control the autonomic reactions of our nervous system, we can help ourselves and others from a conscious place to develop our capacity to change our nervous system state, hence feel more in control, more importantly, feel safe. And my wise mind diagram isn't on there, so sorry about that, but basically all it is that we've got neuroception, an emotional part, then we've got a top-down cognitive observational ability. We can reflect on ourselves. There is a space we can look down on ourselves, and we can put what was just physical sensations into words, and we can tell ourselves a story. So these are the 7 ways to help our nervous system shift from fear to safety. So first of all, just becoming aware of your nervous system and in which state you're in is already a great help. If you just realize, I'm not feeling relaxed, I am feeling tense, I'm not breathing, my shoulders are tense, just becoming aware, just looking. So getting to know our nervous system is important in understanding the state that has hijacked us. It is useful for us to check out throughout the day and notice what we're feeling in our body. So, as in the presentation before, just during the day, if you just take a moment to observe, take a breath, close your eyes, focus on your body. Any tightness, shallow breath, exhausted, wanting to numb out, agitated, energized. Scan your body, notice what you're feeling. If you're not feeling calm, relaxed and open, you are likely to be in fight, flight or freeze. Once you have identified where you are, you may find relief simply in understanding where your nervous system is. We know our body has automatically shifted state. We need to ask ourselves, what does my nervous system crave right now to be safe? So one way of doing it is to create social interaction to co-regulate. So we are biologically wired to connect to others. It is our biological imperative in order to survive. If you think of babies, they could not survive without the physical connection of co-regulation with another human being. Our nervous system craves connecting with others, and we feel safe when we socially engage. I'll correct, not only with another human being. There are examples of wolf children and other children, but they were with another mammal and they shared the co-regulation with another mammal. Every day, it's good to find a way to have a meaningful connection with others. If you have a family, sit and hold hands or hug. If with a carer, speak to each other in a caring tone of voice. It's been researched and proven that simply being kind alters your shifts, has the potential of shifting your body state and get you out of fight flight. So if you are alone, try to have contact by phone or video conferencing. If you have a pet, stroke your pet. It's also been found and researched that humans and dogs can affect each other's oxytocin levels. Oxytocin is the love hormone. It's when we're connected to other people. So just even looking, if you're alone with your pet, just being with your pet can be really good for you. Breathing is the easiest and simplest tool to help our nervous system to get calm. When we breathe with a slower, longer out breath, then we activate the vagus nerve, which is the calming nerve that goes from brain to your body organs. When we breathe into the belly and blow out through your nose and mouth, a longer, slower out breath, this activates the vagus nerve, which sends calming messages. If you get into the habit of this throughout the day, it will signal to your body that you're safe and it's okay. Singing or humming. Singing automatically helps us take longer, slower breaths. It changes our physiological state to feel calmer and lifts our spirits. Find time to do this throughout the day. Know what nourishes you. What helps you in particular to calm down and bring a smile to your face. Begin to notice when you find yourself smiling and when you feel safe. Notice the sensation in your body. Get nourishment from these moments. Stay with that moment, stay with that feeling. Notice where it's located in your body and try and do more of it. Get moving. At first, fear can boost our energy, nudging us to run or fight. But if the fear goes on and on for a long time and we cannot do anything, then we automatically shift into a shutdown state. And we really want to prevent this happening, and movement can really help. In addition to exercising, you can create more opportunities to move throughout the day. Every so often, move around, dance around. It helps us to lift out of defense states. And moving also helps to release any trapped energy, agitation or frustration that can disrupt our sleep. Quiet time. If we take some quiet time and locate where in our body we may be feeling that energy of safety, kindness and connection, this can be found in our heart, chest or somewhere else. With clients, I often find when we're talking about this, was there a place or a time or a memory or an image of where it felt you were in your connected and in your comfort zone. Normally, and it can be just with some very traumatized people can't find that difficult, but they might find it easy with a pet. So just get them to focus on that, and we can do that for ourselves. So a lot of people just say, I feel a warm feeling here. It's here, even the most disconnected people. So we must connect to that energy within us and let it grow and imagine it and let it spread all over our body. Just being with the energy and letting ourselves be bathed in it until we feel nourished and safe. And so I had a very nice picture of Blake, which seems to, there's a picture by Blake where there's like all these rays coming out of someone's body, and it's like good energy and it's open energy. So we need to get to know our bodies so that we learn how to move out of states of fear into more regulated, safe states. We need to understand that if we can have control over the autonomic reactions that bubble up from our nervous system, it will help us to feel in control of moving out of a state of fear and defense to a more regulated, safe state. So I'm inviting everybody to get to know your nervous system. It is from this place that you can get back to a place of control and choice. Once you realize where your nervous system is, you can gently guide it back to where you want it to be, safety. We can all provide cues of safety for each other. How we communicate is more important than words. So important. We need to feel safe in order to heal. Safety. A psychological model of safety and trust. That's the Porges model. In order to feel safe, the autonomic system is not on defense mode, so that we can reach homeostasis. Positive cues via neuroception, so look out for the cues, because they might be there and people aren't seeing them. And listening, I try not to switch on the news, for example, because that's, you know, it's all these graphs and it just brings us back the focus on the corona, and I might have forgotten it for a few minutes and be in a full sense of flow doing something else. So it interferes with homeostasis. So look out for the positive cues, and a state of anxiety, social engagement and trust, compassion and empathy. In a state of safety and social engagement, basically, then compassion and empathy is possible. So, as I said before, very important, you know, just an act of kindness can help us shift state, because it can lead to a connection with another human being, and there's the dance of co-regulation that happens. You know, that's just a glossary, and you can download. I mean, I've explained before what reciprocity is. I can go through it again. Reciprocity is the ability to co-regulate each other in a physiological state, the creation of the relationships that make us feel safe. And I think these are really important right now. Co-regulation, the mutual regulation of physiological state between individuals. For example, within the mother-infant dyad, and I've already explained this before, the mother is not only calming the infant, but the infant's response of relaxing and calming to the mother's vocalizations, facial expressions, and gestures has the reciprocal effect of calming the mother. If the mother is unsuccessful in calming her infant, the mother's physiological state can also at times become dysregulated. So we want to become aware of this when we are becoming dysregulated. And as I said, co-regulation can also extend to groups, to families, to carers, to staff teams. Through the process of co-regulation, we develop a capacity for self-regulation, a product of the nervous system that can maintain feelings of safety in the absence of receiving cues from safety from others. So we can be the one that transmits the safety for somebody to receive. So again, these are just, I don't know whether you want me to go through the glossary, however, that's, I can do. So again, connectedness. Polyvagal theory refers to social connectedness as a biological imperative that underlies trusting relationships with others. Humans can also feel connected to their pets, which are usually other mammals with reciprocal social engagement systems, but not necessarily. I know people have had tarantulas as pets, but you know, I prefer something furry. Neuroception, again, I'm stressing it's a new term because we all have it. We call it gut feeling, or the way we just react, and then the top down comes in maybe to modulate that. And that's what I'm asking people to do, to be aware, bring the top down. A process through which the nervous system evaluates risk without requiring awareness. So it's good that our nervous system, a healthy nervous system, would, you know, go through all the states as necessary to keep us alive, and then it doesn't get stuck in any of them. It just, we reach homeostasis. Sometimes, of course, you know, but we need, you know, that can be the basis of another webinar. Sometimes the neuroception can be wrong, of course. We can feel frightened when there is nothing to fear. But I think what we've got to be aware of is that we can mitigate. There's lots of ways of bringing ourselves back into safety and connecting and noticing the safety around us. I think that's, I've got, there are some handouts, of course, which will be available for downloading. So thank you very much, and I'll stop sharing now, I think. Yeah.